Welcome to the Post Status Cash Up. I almost said plug-in. Cash Up podcast. You can tell it's Wednesday morning, and I've already checked out for the week. Apparently, uh, my brain is not working. This podcast I love because it gives us an opportunity to talk to people who are working in the WordPress ecosystem about what's happening with them without any scripted questions. I don't send anything in advance. We just decide to get on together and just chat. And today my guest is Miriam Schwab. Miriam is with Elementor, and we're going to talk about some of the cool things that Elementor's been doing. So, Miriam, welcome.
Thanks.
And your title over there, I didn't remember to
Okay.
check.
It's I'm head of WordPress.
Okay, so that's a pretty
Yeah.
nice title, right? I want to be head of WordPress someday. That sounds really good.
It's pretty good. It definitely covers a lot of varied and diverse and interesting things.
Yeah, it also means I get to see you at a lot of events throughout
Oh,
the year,
totally.
which is
Yes.
great.
That is definitely a perk that I get to see you. I get to touch people from the community. It's really fun.
Yeah, for sure, absolutely. So Elementor, I think if you haven't heard of Elementor, you've been living under a rock and not very active in the WordPress ecosystem because you all are everywhere and you can't miss your booths at WordCamp because they are pink, bright pink. And so it's
Yes.
like, oh, there's the Elementor booth. It is glowing pink from across the room, which I love because it's like a beacon for people. And you're all always busy talking to people because everybody wants to tell you how great their websites are working with Elementor, which is awesome too. And pick up your pink t-shirts and other swag that you have. So y'all have been working really hard to be the page builder that is a go-to for people, but you have turned into so much more than that. So why don't you tell us a little bit about what's been going on at Elementor and some of the really cool things that are recently launched and that we might be looking forward to.
Okay. I will try to keep track of everything. I have to say that even working in the company, it's sometimes hard to keep track of everything that's happening because there's so many
You're
new
innovating.
products, new directions. Yeah, it's really great. It definitely keeps things fun and interesting, but it's a lot. So,
Yes.
what's going on with Elementor? Okay, so we have our page builder, obviously, which is very popular. I was just checking the stats earlier today. So, 12.7% of websites use Elementor, according to W3 Tech, and it's 29.7% of WordPress sites, something like that. It's like almost 30%.
Yeah.
So it's very popular, very widely used, brings a lot of value to a lot of people through our free version, which is in the repo. And then for people who want more functionality or whatever, then they can upgrade to our pro version. So yeah, so that's the page builder, and that's what we're most known for. Over the last few years, Elementor started launching and releasing different products that aim to kind of fill the specific needs for people building websites along their journey. So, for example, we have an image optimizer plugin, which actually has over 1 million active installs.
Wow.
Uh, yeah, it I guess it really solved a need for people, even though, a lot of image optimizer options, and they're all most of them are great.
You could
But
say it's the need for speed if you're optimizing your images.
oh my goodness, that's right. What movie is that from?
Speed? No, what
It's
was it from? Top
oh
Gun.
something.
Top Gun. I think it was Top
Yes,
Gun.
Top
Yeah.
Gun,
Back in the 80s.
classic. Yeah, yeah. So it's the need for speed. But yeah, that's what it comes to solve. Like
Yeah.
it actually works. It's very easy. You like click, it just runs through your images, optimizes them, creates WebP versions, whatever. You can save the originals. You don't have to save the originals. It's like you can revert. It's like pretty straightforward, but I guess it's handy. So that's Image Optimizer, and we have another one called Site Mailer, also coming to solve just like a specific need of email deliverability from website. Also in a space where there's a lot of options, but people like it. Again, simple, click
Hmm.
install. You don't have to integrate it or connect it to other services. It just does the job. So they're like almost like utilities, I guess, of these types of products,
Hmm.
um, which I guess it adds more capabilities to use beyond the page builder and takes care of like these pain points that are annoying. So, and then a plugin that we launched recently is it's called Ally. It's an accessibility plugin, um, also aiming to simplify that space. So not just reporting what's wrong, but also now using AI to help you fix what's wrong, and you can like choose to apply changes or not. And We have a new version coming out next week. I don't know when this is going to be published, but in like mid-August,
Hmm.
there's going to be a version with even more AI capabilities. So that's pretty cool. And even our page builder is getting like a lot of attention. So Elementor was founded 9 years ago in June. And so 9 years ago means like a 9-year-old code base. And
Hmm.
Elementor's, the page builder's like got so much happening in it that you can just imagine it's like layers upon layers of stuff. So the decision was made to revamp and refactor what's going on underneath the hood, but also making like workflows better
Hmm.
for web creators and adopting more best practices, particularly around CSS and classes and things like that. So already parts of V4 have been released in the latest versions of Elementor. They're kind of like embedded in there and people can test it out and,
Hmm.
there's also like some improved UI and things like that. So that's that. And then we have our whole AI thing. See, I'm telling you, I'm like,
Yeah.
did I mention anything?
You need
So
a checklist on your computer.
seriously, okay, yeah, I mentioned that. I mentioned that. AI. So like 2 years ago ish, whenever it was that ChatGPT came on the scene, Elementor actually like kind of it was actually quite remarkable, like behind the scenes in the office. Elementor was like, all right, stop everything, kind of. AI needs to be a priority. We're gonna and there was like a somewhat of a shift. Like product development continued on everything else, but AI became a priority. So we released like the kind of usual AI functionality within the editor, like image editing and code and content and things like that. Also, it can do some page building for you within the pages. That was the first step, and then we released something called Site Planner, which is one of my favorite tools. I don't there I don't know why it doesn't get more enthusiasm, like even in Elementor, but basically it you prompt your way to a really high quality like site brief, site
Hmm.
map, and then the site map is set up in a way that's really cool. You can like edit the pages, add pages in the site map, rearrange them. It like really gives you like the structure of the site, and then generate a website from it. The website is has some level of design and you can like add styles and fonts, but it's more like wireframes. But
Hmm.
in terms of like getting a site up and running, you're like 80% of the way there. And especially if you're building sites for
Nice.
others, then you have something you can show them and then tweak it from there. And you
Hmm.
can push it like almost in one click to an existing Elementor website or download it and upload it or push it into Elementor hosting. So it's really cool. But yeah, I think it deserves more attention. I love it.
Yeah.
And then the latest is Angie. We're calling it Angie. Um, it's agentic AI, so it becomes your like ongoing assistant in taking care of your WordPress site. And it what it does is it allows you to reduce your time on like busy work or annoying things or clicking around, but also it can be supportive and proactive and productive. So that's coming soon, and actually will be a big focus for us at WordCamp US. So anyone who's there, come find our big booth, and we can talk to you about it. So that was a very long, like I
That's a
think I
long
covered everything.
list. So let me dive into some of those things. The first one I wanted to do is you talked about revamping, looking at the code
The
base
editor.
that's, 10
Yeah.
years old, that kind of thing, 9 years old. And one of the arguments that people have had against page builders in the past is that they slow your site down because there's so much code that's part of that. So it's nice to hear that you are looking at that. Not that I've ever heard anybody complain that Elementor has made a site slow, but that you're staying on top of that to make sure that, things are fresh and clean and that you're not just adding more layers on top to fix problems and patches and things like that. That's exciting. And it might not be the most exciting thing for a developer to work on, right? Because they always want to innovate and create new things. But I think it's exciting for a company to be able to say, look, at this is like even new and new and improved kind of thing, which I think is pretty cool. What was the
But
impetus
like
behind
actually it
that?
used to be. It used to, so performance you not like until today still sometimes people will talk about it, but let's say 2 years ago, performance was a big pain point for elementary users, and there was a lot of complaints about that, and rightfully so. And um, it became a priority in the page builder roadmap. Like every release got a performance improvement, even before V4 started rolling out.
Mm-hmm.
And we have people on our team were dedicated to that, and they're like always, so they're reducing the DOM. Like Elementor has a reputation of having too many divs. They've done an amazing job of cleaning that up, and V4 will be even better. Reducing the number of, let's say, JavaScript or CSS files that are loaded on a page load. So really, the performance has improved tremendously, and people often show me like people will say, "Oh, I can't use Elementor because it's slow," and then someone else will be like, "Look at this site I built with Elementor, and it's like
Yeah.
this score is like almost 100." So they've done an amazing job, and then with V4, then it really will be faster. But the overall impetus for working on V4 was what actually was velocity in from different angles. It was like
Hmm.
page speed, which is important. Let's even take it further, even though a lot has been done to improve it, but also development speed. So development speed for our end users in terms of, them being able to deploy things or make changes or build out things in a faster way. But also what is interesting is it's for our own internal development speed. So because Elementor had so many layers, let's say, and the code base was already, older, then whenever we wanted to release new features, it actually became cumbersome.
Mm.
That's something that happens.
It makes
And
sense. Yeah.
yeah, like you have to take more things into consideration, I guess, and also if the framework or the structure of the code is in a certain way, it can hold you back. And so we Elementor wants to deploy new features and functionality all the time as fast as possible, as best as possible, and was holding us back. So this new like refactoring will allow our tech team to roll out new features much faster. And I think our users will see that once before fully rolls out, especially that they're going to see a lot more features coming out at a higher velocity, which is pretty cool.
Mhm. That is very cool. And so some of the other projects that you talked about were like, so accessibility is close to my heart. One of the organizers for WP Accessibility Day and talk a lot about that on underrepresented tech and things like that. Incorporating that very proactively as opposed to reactively is I think pretty cool. So talk a little bit about Ally and what that does. And can somebody, so all of these other projects like Ally and Angie, are those only used within Elementor, or can somebody, are any of them standalone plugins that you can bring into another website?
So that's a really good question because that's an interesting shift that's been happening at Elementor as well. These products that I mentioned, Site Mailer, Image Optimizer, Ally, Angie,
Hmm.
that's coming out, you don't have to use Elementor. They're agnostic. You can use them with anything,
Nice.
which is really cool. So it's available to everyone. Site Planner, which builds a site with Elementor. I mean,
Right.
that's just what we do best, right?
Obviously.
But
Sure. Yeah.
yeah. But other than that, all these other tools are available to use with anything.
Nice.
Angie, the agentic AI, will be able to communicate with Gutenberg, for example, also like and other tools, which we'll hopefully be able to share more about going forward.
Hmm.
And with Ally, so the initial versions of Ally like kind of took care of like pretty simple things, but the next versions have more advanced functionality and remediation um, available to users in one click. So that's going to come out next week, so people can see more about that. Oh,
That's
whatever,
exciting.
mid-August.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It should be out by then, I think. Usually these come out on Tuesday, so we'll see.
Okay. Yeah.
We have a college student who does all of our post-production, so some of it is dependent on her class schedule. Understandably
Well,
so.
that is very understandable, and it's
Yeah,
great that she does that.
absolutely. It's David Bissett's daughter, Olivia. Shout out to Olivia.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
She'll hear that and then she'll be like, they shouted me out. She's so awesome. So that's cool though that you could use those separate from Elementor. So if you're really into your own code or you're using a different page builder or you're using Gutenberg block editor, that you can still take advantage of some of these things. So what
Yeah,
does the
absolutely.
Ally plugin do?
That is an excellent question. I will tell you in 1 minute. I
That's
really
okay.
don't remember everything that it
No,
does, but I will tell you. Okay, here
that's
we
okay.
go.
You're not on the marketing team for every single
Oh,
product, I'm sure.
oh my gosh. I'm telling you, it's so hard to keep track, not just of the products, what each one does, and then what happens in each release. But I'll tell you what's coming up
Yeah.
in the next release.
Okay, cool.
New color contrast remediation flow in the
Nice.
assistant. Oh, so it's going to have an AI assistant now also built in. Improved scanning of dashboard stats. So the user's right. They'll have like a a dashboard showing them what issues they had and what had been fixed. WPML support, which is cool.
Hmm.
A tooltip to encourage analytics tracking, um, some fixes, but mainly I think the big thing there is going to be the AI assistant that
Yeah.
will be helping people along their journey. So we'll see how
Yeah.
that is received and how that goes. But it just makes a ton of sense to bring AI to pictures accessibility because accessibility is so complicated and so hard to tackle that hopefully this will help people. Basically, the idea with Ally is it will help people take another step towards being more accessible, more accessible. It's you can't guarantee 100% accessibility. That's just not possible. But
Right.
if you can be better than you were yesterday, then that's already better for the web. So
Absolutely. Absolutely. I tell people that do it for the right reasons, but if you don't do it for the right reasons, do it for the wrong reasons. That still
oh my
accomplishes the
goodness,
same thing. If you're
totally.
doing it
Yeah.
for your own SEO and you're doing it for your own conversion to sell more, I'll take it, right? So,
Yeah, I mean, you see with a lot of accessibility products, not just ours, that the marketing around it is making the business case because everyone should be doing things for the right reasons, right? But
yeah.
especially until now, implementing accessibility is quite expensive, or it
Hmm.
can be because,
Yeah.
if let's say someone built a site for you, they didn't build it in an ideal way, then you're gonna like, you have to rebuild it or you have to like do major
Retrofit
work on
it.
it.
Hmm.
It's really, it can be costly. So generally there's like a business case that's used in marketing to
Yeah.
encourage people to spend that money.
Hmm.
If that's what works, then great. Like,
Absolutely.
yeah, yeah.
I know. That's why I say do it for the right reasons, but at least do it for the wrong reasons. It's all good.
We're not going to question your motivations. If you make your site
Not
more
at all.
accessible,
Then
thumbs
we're
up to
happy.
you.
Then we're happy for sure.
Yeah.
AI has become the topic of everything. You can't turn to any tech at any point right now without, or even just the news in general, without hearing about AI and its integration with things. So it's exciting to hear that not just external, like I don't have to go to ChatGPT to ask things or to Claude or whatever your AI choice is right now for building and
Yeah.
checking and searching. To be able to do that right within your own website, I think is really cool. So, and
I
that you're
think
building
it's
it,
gonna,
yeah, that you're building it into things like accessibility, I think is very cool too.
yeah. I mean, everyone's saying this, so I'm not saying anything new, but it's really going to be a game changer. And I'm excited for WordPress about the advances being made with AI because WordPress is such a powerful product, but
Mhm.
also the user experience can be overwhelming for new users. It's hard to figure out where to get started or how to do something. You have to click around a lot to find a setting. You might not even know the setting exists, but all of that stops being an issue with WordPress when you have an AI assistant there, just where you can just have it do your things for you, or that whether it's like changing settings or like doing things that are like annoying or even like bulk types of work, like if you have a WooCommerce site and you want to upload like an inventory list or whatever. So now
Mhm.
you might be like, publish, like type publish, or you could just upload a CSV and be like, and Angie or whatever AI you're using, add all
Mhm.
these products, and then it's done for you and you just saved like an hour of work
Yeah.
and an hour of annoying work that nobody wants to do. So
The busy work
it's
that nobody
the
wants.
busy work that's just like you put off forever because who wants to sit typing things? And then once you've got that in place, it really lets WordPress shine as a strong and robust content management system. And I also think that the open source nature of WordPress will shine in the world of AI because we're going to
Mhm.
see so many products and approaches being developed to integrate AI with WordPress that, it's like the more options you have, the more amazing options you'll have. Not everything's going to be amazing, but then people can choose their preference, what works best for them, and the ones that are really great will shine and come through, be the ones that people adopt uh, more strongly. And I think it's exciting.
I agree, very much so. What haven't I asked you about yet that you'd like to talk about? Whether it's Elementor or Miriam or WordPress in general.
My goodness,
I know you
what
weren't
do I want
expecting
to
that.
talk about?
Is there anything that
No.
worth mentioning?
Well, we'll be at WordCamp US, which I'm excited about.
Same.
And Um, I'll give a shout out to the organizers. So, as sponsors, we've gotten a few extra perks that I didn't expect. They might have mentioned them. They keep surprising me with them. Like, it's hard to keep
Nice.
track of everything.
Yeah, yeah.
But like some really nice extra perks. Like for example, we can have a 30-second video displayed in between talks. Like, as sponsors, we're not there for some kind of ROI. It's, WordCamp's a different kind of story. We
Right.
get a lot of value out of being there and connecting with the community, but it's not like that. But it's nice when the organizers are thinking of different ways to prop up the sponsors and
Yeah.
give them a bit more exposure other than the booth. So that's interesting, and I've been enjoying that. I'm looking forward to the showcase day talks. One of my colleagues is going to be speaking about AI and Playwright, like a quality QA tool. So that's pretty
Nice.
cool. Um, yeah, so
That's
there's
exciting.
that. I can't believe it's around the corner.
I know.
It's so soon.
It is. I will be there.
Really.
I'm speaking at WordCamp US this
Oh,
year.
that's so cool. What are you speaking
I'm
about?
working in the WordPress ecosystem. So whether you choose
Wow,
to
that is very
work for
apt
yourself,
for
work for
you.
somebody else, exactly right. So all the work that I do, it'll be exciting. And then or you decide to build a casserole career like what I'm actually in the process of now. So yeah, all the
Wow,
things.
that's
So
really interesting.
thank
Wow,
you.
that's
Yeah.
cool.
I have to write it still, but it's in my head. I know exactly what I want to say.
That is the story of my life when I'm speaking. I have to write it
Yeah.
still.
I wonder
Yeah.
if AI will just build my slide deck for me. I probably could.
Yes, please. It probably could. Just take what's in your brain, dump it into AI, and it will make your slides for you.
I'm gonna try that. We'll see how
Yeah.
it goes.
Yeah, totally.
Well, I appreciate you as a person. I appreciate Elementor for sure, all the work that you all contribute and the things that you do for the WordPress community, and that your sponsors of Post Status as well. So thank you for all the things that you do and sponsor and put out all the good in the world. So thank you so much for that and for spending some time with me today.
Oh, it's always lovely. I love spending time with you. And thank you for this opportunity. And
Of
we are
course.
very happy to sponsor Post Status and WordCamps and wherever we can be helpful, we
Yeah.
try to be.
Well, we appreciate that very much. So thank you, Miriam.
Thank you.
This will be
Okay.
out before WordCamp US. So if you are attending WordCamp US, make sure to stop by the Elementor booth, say hello to Miriam and all the folks over there. They're the ones in pink, and you'll be able to see
Exactly.
them.
Yep.
uh,
Mile away.
that's right. I don't know what your swag is this year. You don't have to give it away, but I will always say their swag is always awesome. So make sure you
Oh,
stop by
thank you.
and pick something
Thank
up.
you.
So, all right.
Yeah.
We'll see everybody
Yeah.
on the next episode of Cashing Up and or the Cash Up and about catching up. It's a little play on words I put together.
It's
It's
so cute. I love it.
okay, thank you.
Really, it's great.
Awesome. All right, we'll see everybody next time. Thank you.
Bye.